Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, The Ritual Flow. For today's reading, we are doing a spirit reading for the sign of Cancer. If you are a Cancer sun, moon, rising, or north node, there may be some messages here for you. This is a general reading though, so not everything will resonate with everyone. Take what does for you, leave what does not. This is timeless, so whenever you're seeing it is the right time for you to see it. Let's see what's going on. Spirit, what messages do you have for the Cancer collective regarding their soul's path, what they're up to, what they're moving towards at this time? Let's see, King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Three of Wands, the Tower, Eight of Swords, okay, I'm hearing for you, Cancer, that something was feeling very stable for you, very grounded. I'm also hearing very boring. Whatever you've been up to has felt, okay, wait, that's too many. Let me get two more, please. The High Priestess. One more, please. Page of Wands in reverse. And underneath, we've got the Four of Cups in reverse, Seven of Swords upright. Okay, so okay, Cancer. So yeah, something was feeling very stagnant for you. It felt solid. You thought like you could rely on it, but you were getting bored with it. It wasn't fulfilling. It had you looking out onto the horizon for like what more there is available. And there is a tower moment here. This can be like a tearing down of whatever foundation you thought you had that really wasn't as solid as you would have once thought, because it wasn't going anywhere. It wasn't doing much for you. And part of that is because you were holding yourself back within it. So like you didn't want to have this, you were like fighting this tower moment and trying to keep things attached, connected. I mean, maybe this is like with a person, like staying attached to a person that it wasn't serving you. But rather than being honest about needing to grow into something else, you were sort of holding yourself back, like not stirring up trouble, not trying to upset things and like knock everything down. But your refusal to step in it didn't, the tower moment's going to happen anyway. You can't stop it from happening. You can delay it, And that seems to be what you did, but that didn't stop it. And like it literally, like it turned your world upside down. But you're having to sort of reevaluate, like contemplate, like where you want to find your stability in the future, or like what's stable within yourself for you to like rely on to move forward and grow from this scenario, because you were blocking yourself from doing that by trying to like hold on to it, like stay stuck in here and avoid like upsetting or disrupting anything. And now that this has happened, or when it does happen for you, you're going to see a lot of movement come in. I'm getting receive a lot of communication as well. I think about what you truly want as a person, like what sets you on fire, what it is that you want to create for your future, not having any illusions about what that might look like, not having any sort of doubts about whether you have the power to create what lights you up, and having the inner knowledge, the wisdom to recognize what it is you want. I'm getting there's this internal reflection, like this spark of inspiration. It's like I'm literally hearing for someone, you're going to recognize your soul for the first time. Because that's different from like understanding that you have one, like actually like experiencing it, hearing it, like speak to you in the way that's different from the way your mind speaks to you. Whatever this event was, it's leading to you, for some of you, like this is a very specific message for someone. It's not for everyone, but you're going to be having that internal experience for the first time, and it's going to change the way that you look at your life. It's going to change the way that you move forward. It's going to show you what's really possible for you and inspire you to move toward that. In the past, you've been listening to your mind and being dishonest with yourself about what feels good and stable and complete and grounding for you. And that's changing as you make a deeper connection with yourself, with your desires, and with recognizing your ability to manifest them, to create them in your life, in your world, to like strategize with the universe to make your life. Okay. What other messages do you have for Cancer right now? Okay, that's way too many, but we're going to take the one on top and the one that came out on its own after that. Okay. And we have condor at the bottom. Okay, so we have meerkat. Get support from a trusted group of like-minded friends. Unicorn. Indulge your creative, imaginative, and magical side through some artistic form of expression. You're too enmeshed in this situation, so step back and see the bigger picture before making any decisions or taking action. Okay. So there's a couple different messages here. There may be some overlap. They may both be for you in a certain way. These may be two different groups of people. For some of you, interaction with friends is going to help you have this understanding, this realization. Like first coming from like an external perspective, like helping it ground into your body that what you thought was so like good and stable over here wasn't really working for you. Like something one of your friends has to say to you is going to sort of make something like click in your mind that helps you realize like, oh, like this situation seemed okay, but it wasn't providing this, it wasn't providing that. And these are things that I really need that are meaningful to me. And for some of you, it's going to be purely going within, like delving into your meditation practice and sort of shutting off the external. That's going to help you see what's already within you. Because you've been having a hard time seeing it. You've been protecting yourself from seeing it while being in this situation. But on the other side of it, you'll have a different perspective. And for some of you, like I said, it can be a combination that like something your friend says sort of like tips you off that like, hey, maybe there was something that I wasn't seeing or wasn't like willing to acknowledge about my past situation or present soon to be past situation, whichever is relevant for you. And that's going to cause you to spend some more time looking inward and connecting with what you really need, what you really want in your life, what you see your future being filled with. And regardless of how you get there, it's connecting with that feminine energy, that high priestess energy, the empress energy, the creative, magical, like fertile energy that just flows and can manifest whatever fantasy you desire. That word was important for someone. Fantasy, specifically. Something. That's a message for someone. Something that you had here. You know, you were settling in this situation that was like so I'm just like stable, grounded, solid, boring. You weren't allowing yourself to be open to greater possibility for yourself. And when you see that, you'll realize that what you thought was just a fantasy that you couldn't have is actually something that when you set your sights on it and don't doubt that you can have it any longer, that you can create it from the inside out with your own energy, like letting it flow, letting that desire flow out of you and take shape in the external world. That's the strategy that is important for you to focus on. Okay. Okay, yes, surrender stubbornness. So I feel like that King and Queen of Pentacles together was a very sort of stubborn energy. Like you were stubbornly wanting to make that boring situation serve you, but you need more like fire in your life, more passion in your life than whatever you were receiving in that past scenario. We got surrender to setting limits. It is healthy to set boundaries in relationships. Practice expressing your needs and remember that no is a complete sentence. I'm getting this message about using stubbornness as a substitute for setting boundaries. Like rather than being clear and upfront and concise about what it is that you need, what it is that you want, what you're willing to accept and what you cannot, rather than being clear and upfront about that there's this energy of like passive aggressiveness and just sort of like acting stubborn about things. Maybe things that aren't even really connected to what you need to set a boundary with, but just using that stubbornness, and not even like using it, but it's like your unwillingness to set a boundary, to claim what you need, was like manifesting itself within your expression as like general stubbornness. That like you were coming across as a very like stubborn person for no obvious reasons, but that's because you weren't speaking up about what you needed. And that felt very stagnant, stifling, boring. And you were just letting yourself sit in that for a while because it was comfortable, because it was familiar. Not necessarily comfortable, or comfortable because it's familiar, not because it's like truly comfortable and enjoyable. Underneath the deck, we have surrender resentments. Holding on to resentments only poisons you. Try to forgive others for their shortcomings and keep moving forward toward positive situations in your life. Yeah, so I'm hearing too that like with this stubbornness manifesting, it often took a form of like resenting other people for not catering to that stubbornness, for not bending to your will, for not knowing what your boundaries are, for not knowing what your needs are, your desires are, when in fact you were not making them clearly known. You were skirting around them, like trying to pretend like they don't really matter that much, when in fact that they do. And you're being called to let go of any negative feelings, any blockages that you're having in relation to your past, what you've been willing to accept. Letting go of that will help you connect with what your soul is trying to connect with. That energy of being stubborn and resentful is just, that's been creating a blockage to finding a vibrational match for your soul. Okay, we got generosity, sow seeds of kindness. Yeah, I feel like, being unnecessarily stubborn, being resentful isn't exactly like speaking of exuding kindness in your life. Okay, these two came out first, so let's look at them first. Okay, we have weed. Don't tolerate less than you deserve. This is, that's what you were doing before in this present energy. It was like tolerating something to avoid changing, to avoid worrying about something new, and you were feeling very stubborn and resentful about it. Because you weren't stepping up and being like, no, like I need something else. Okay. Opportunity. There's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. Wallflower. Look for the crack in the concrete to find your way out. So I feel like there's more than one crack in the concrete of the tower falling apart. This seems like there's you don't really have to find your way out because it's finding you. That foundation is so shaky. Yeah, you held it together for a while, but it couldn't last. And that tower coming down, this moment of no return, whatever changed about this past stagnancy and like opened you up to the future, like it's something that you can't come back from. It's an opportunity for you. It's an opportunity that's pushing you forward along this path, the path of your soul. And it says there's no use looking for luck. It arrives at unexpected times. So I'm feeling like, tower moments are generally mostly out of our control, but we can sometimes cause them. We can cause them to happen more quickly. We can be a catalyst for them. But this is giving the energy that someone or something else in your life was the catalyst for the tower. And you have been feeling subjected to it. And this is your opportunity to see it as a moment of luck that arrived to you when you didn't expect it, because you were prepared to like double down on this holding pattern of like stagnancy, of not moving forward, of being complacent, and that creating stubbornness and resentment within you. You were in a place where you were just content to spread those negative feelings around to get them out of you. And now that something has ended, something has changed drastically, it's a sudden opportunity for you to get out of that pattern, like it or not. And when you step away from it, get a view of the bigger picture, you'll see what a blessing it was that you weren't able to see when it happened. Like, as you move forward and get closer to where you truly want to be, it will become very clear how important it was for that ending to occur. Yeah. Okay. So if this reading resonated with you, please give it a like, comment down below, share it with someone you think may need to hear it, and subscribe to the channel if you haven't already done so. Hopefully I'll see you back next week. Bye.